It's 2021, and we are almost 2 weeks into our New Year's resolutions. And like most people, I decided I needed to move more this year as I spent far too much time sitting and not being active last year. I was really good at the beginning of 2020, and I was very active and very happy. And then when we moved in September, we jumped right into renovations, and I had a really busy fall work-wise. And all my movement went out the window. No more golf, it was too cold. No more gym or running. We just got too busy with our work and renovations, and it was too cold. And a ton of other excuses. And before you know it, I was spending way too much time sedentary. And I know I'm not alone. So this week's top 10 list is on ways to get moving, to get off our office chairs or off the couch. Most of us know that we need to do it, but what are some of the tricks? What are some of the incentives and motivations that other people use to get themselves moving? So by far, the most common suggestion is involving your Fitbit. Now you can set it to remind you each hour to get up and move. Now, I don't have a Fitbit anymore. I have had several over the years and I love them. And I had set it to remind me each hour if I hadn't moved 250 steps that hour, which is quite a lot of steps when you're sitting all day long, it would buzz on my wrist. And I would get up and I would walk around the house. I'd take a couple of flights of stairs. I'd go outside for a little bit of a walk. It gave me a mental break as well as a movement break. Now, I don't have a Fitbit anymore, and I know some of you don't either. So instead, you can set the alarm on your phone, or you can set the alarm on your Alexa for the top of each hour. Take a small break each hour and get at least 250 steps in. Count them as you walk to make sure you get your 250. It takes very little time, and it forces you to move. Now, Peyton Ticknor from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, takes this tip a little bit further to enhance the movement. She says that she sets her phone alarm 2 to 4 times a day, and when the alarm goes off, she gets up from her chair and walks around the house in circles, does 25 body weight squats or 25 jumping jacks. Peyton says, and I agree, that it gets your heart rate up and helps in adding movement to your day. Now, if you're busy, when the alarm goes off, snooze it until you can get up and move. Just don't forget it. So when it is warm, she goes up and down the street. She says it takes only 8 minutes and it gives her 500 to 1,000 steps. Well done. Our second suggestion appeared in an earlier top 10 for fighting the winter blues, and it comes from Karen Rudy from the Orlando, Florida area. Karen told us about Charity Miles, which is an app that rewards you for your steps by donating money to your favorite charity. Now, I loved that idea when we talked about the winter blues, and I was disappointed that it wasn't in Canada. So I found one that's similar that does work for our Canadian listeners. Optimy, O-P-T, Optimity, O-P-T-I-M-I-T-Y is an app that also rewards you for your steps. Now you can win gift cards and you can win prizes, and you could donate those to your favorite charity if you wanted to. Now, wouldn't you be more motivated if it meant that your favorite charity benefited or you could win prizes? I certainly am. So we help ourselves and we help others. Corinne Guiton from Geneva, Switzerland had a great way to move. She stopped driving to work. Instead of a 30-minute commute, she can actually walk that distance in about 50 minutes. So she got rid of her car and does everything on foot. Her closest grocery store is about 2 kilometers away, which is about 1.25 miles. Now, obviously, you can't carry too many groceries 2 kilometers. So when you go to the grocery store, you don't get that much. So you go more often, which is also good for exercise. And it probably stops from all those impulse purchases too. Now, I'm too far in the country to get rid of my car, but for many people, it would be feasible. An entire walking lifestyle. It just sounds fantastic. So good for you, Corinne, for doing that. Number 4 comes from Leanna Maltby in Barrie, Ontario. Leanna has taken on a 30-day challenge. The challenge she has taken on is Yoga with Adriene, and you can find that on YouTube. It is free. She has like 9 million subscribers, and you can commit to doing yoga every day for a month, right? And if you love it, maybe you'll continue. Now, from the Fighting the Winter Blues, I said I was doing yoga gravity each day, and I'm loving it. I find it very relaxing, and I'm still moving. So if yoga is not your thing, find an online workout that you can commit to for at least 30 days to get yourself moving. Jana Raffle from Arvada, Colorado sent me my favorite tip of the week. Jana says that her boss has a Peloton bike and asked her to set up a time on his calendar for his workouts. Okay. So when he's on the Peloton, Jana knows that she won't be interrupted. So she does her exercises at the same time. She likes to follow a challenge and follow along with them. And she says Kaiser Fit has some great ones if you're looking for a great one, everything from beginner to advanced. Peer pressure is good to get you moving. If you want to commit to doing something and you need a little peer pressure, make some comments down below in the comment section. That way you're going to never know, am I going to follow up with you to see if you did it? And it's a little bit of peer pressure. Number 6 comes from Mary Ellen Hine from Toronto, Ontario, and she reminded me to add poles to my walking. Now, we actually have walking poles somewhere here, so Warren and I are going to dig them up and use them when we go for a walk on our river. Now, our river is frozen, it's ice, so the poles are going to help us from falling, which is kind of helpful. And when you add poles to your walk, for your overall burning body toning, it burns 45% more calories than just regular walking. So thank you, Mary Ellen, for that great reminder. You can use them in any weather to help, and it changes an ordinary walk into a workout. I'm in. Pepper Myers-Ninas from St. Petersburg, Florida, responded on our Facebook conversation and attached a photo of her 2 dogs. Pepper says that her dogs have gotten used to walking every day at 9 and at 5:30 in the afternoon, and she is sure that they're able to tell time. So at noon and 5:30, they show up and start jumping and barking like, hurry up, let's go, let's go. So our number 7 tip is to teach your dogs to tell time. We've had a lot of suggestions that involved pets, including Whitney's pet unicorn. And having pets means that you're spending time with them. And that almost always involves movement, right? You can rescue dogs, as Monique Cassé from Montreal did, or give a different view on each walk you take them, as Kim Picard from Embrun, Ontario does. Marie Herman from the Chicago area joked and said that she likes to put her chocolate on the other side of the office, so she has to get up and get it. Now, in a way, she's absolutely right. Make sure that you use the washroom that is the farthest from your office. Make sure you don't bring the pitcher of water into the office, but leave it on the counter in the kitchen. Little things that force you to get up and move. Number 9 is from Kalinda Duo from Ottawa, Ontario, as well as Sandy Knott from Ashland, Massachusetts. And they both recommend a stand-up desk. Now, I love my stand-up desk, and I realized that I've actually been sitting far too much at my stand-up desk. So now I make sure that I'm regularly changing positions. It was actually noon this morning. I went, I've stood up all morning. That's good. And I felt better for it too. And our final tip is also one of my favorites for when I'm at my stand-up desk. Leslie Hadjikakis from Barrie, Ontario suggests getting a Cubii, C-U-B-I-I, which is like a little step machine. Now you can find them at cubii.ca as well as Amazon in both Canada and the US, and they aren't that expensive. You work, you step, you burn calories, and you get in shape. How cool is that? Now, getting more movement each day is more of a mental battle than an ability to do that. So we need to find more ways to motivate ourselves to move more. We need to get off our butt and on the right track. Have a great week, everyone.